Okay, we're at the Gamble Sugar Mill ruins. These ruins are all that's left of the largest sugar mill operation in the state of Florida at the time. Robert Gamble established this plantation, which is, they say it's on the banks of the Manatee River, which is down that road a little ways. It's not very far, so even though this isn't necessarily, right on the river where we are now, this plantation extended to that area, and then, also expanding around the several area. He would have drawn his cane from that ground. If none of us would have been here. Then the sugar mill was built in 42, and by 1850 he had over 3,000 acres of land, 100 laborers, and a sugar mill. And according to what we're reading here, this was the leading producer of sugar and molasses in the state of Florida. He fell on hard times as those prices dropped eventually, and had to sell it by the end of the war, and after the end of the war, and by 1873, this place had basically gone bankrupt. The whole plantation. We're going to see the plantation house later. And in 1873, this was sold in a public auction. This whole land, this whole plantation, and the building to a man named Patton, with an E, Patton, P-A-T-T-E-N, and the sugar mill was never rebuilt, never restored. But this is quite extensive. These are quite extensive ruins, especially for this area. This is in Ellenton, very near Bradenton, along the Manatee River. So this was very, very, very far south to have this type of an operation. In fact, I can imagine this would have to be the farthest south operation of its kind on the west coast. I don't think there was anything further down at that time. This was 1842. I mean, they were still using flintlocks and that sort of thing, and for protection. It was not the modern age in this area. This was very, very harsh landscape during that time. It's just incredible to walk in this ground and know that we're right in the middle of history. I mean, this is it's incredible history. And this area would have been crawling with Indians back in the day. I can only imagine what else is out here. But for now, we'll just have to content ourselves with seeing what we're seeing, which are some very extensive ruins, comparatively speaking. Still a lot left over. You can absolutely get an idea of what was here and how it was here. We're not going to be able to get to see on the inside of the other side of that wall over there. You can see here, there's some right there. That's an area that would have maybe held boilers. But in its day, to have been the largest producer of molasses and sugar in the whole state, considering Yulee, Sugar Mill up in Homosassa and Addison and all the, and Lecrae rather, and all the ones on the East Coast. That is really saying something. They would really have been pumping out the production here. Wall right there running all the way across. Very cool stuff. It's amazing, fascinating stuff. A little bit different perspective on it. That's about as good as it's going to get from outside this fence and these gates. So, very cool stuff. We're going to photograph it and go visit the mansion.